Then on our first date, since he's kind of like introverted, I was thinking maybe he's not that into me, and
And I was also at a very low point.
yeah, and he was at a low point and not looking for love. So I was like,
One of a Kind with Rob Van Dam is recorded in front of a live studio audience.
I could tell our love story.
Tell the love story.
Okay,
Yes.
you want me to?
Sure.
Okay.
Let me get a doobie.
Cool. Okay, so my favorite thing to watch when I first started studying wrestling was ECW.
Mhm.
So watching the ECW DVD, I was like, who is that? When I saw Rob, he just stood out and I could feel his good energy, of course, through the television. And I even had a talk with my sister and she said, who's your celebrity crush? And I said Rob Van Dam. I said he was my celebrity crush. Then, like 2 weeks later, at the WrestleCon 2016 in Dallas, I was there signing, doing autographs at the Wildcat booth, and then I saw Rob come in. So I went over, and then when we hugged, we just didn't even want to let go.
Yeah.
We just had the best chemistry,
Yeah.
and we just felt the magic right away. And then I wrote my number down and then put it in his bag. So that way he would be able to contact me because I knew he felt it too. Then the next day I went back to his table and I just loved his energy. And I happened to be visiting my best friend since middle school. I happened to be visiting her in California right after the convention. And I checked in on Instagram and Rob was like, wow, you're right at the bottom of my hill. Which in LA, California, it's really crazy to be close to someone because everything's so spread out. It takes like an hour to go anywhere. So it was like an interesting coincidence. I was like, okay, come get me for breakfast tomorrow. And then on our first date, since he's kind of like introverted, I was thinking maybe he's not that into me. And
I was also at a very low point.
yeah, and he was at a low point and not looking for love. So I was like, I just got back from India. Like I was so excited about my wrestling career. At this point, he's burnt out from traveling and wrestling. So he's like, oh, cool. So I was thinking, oh, he doesn't really care. But then I saw on his phone, the background was me. So then I knew that I was like, he was the least attracted to me. So I was like, yeah, I got a chance. And then, after I saw that I was the background on your phone, then I gave you a kiss. I was like, oh.
How about that?
That was on accident.
Oh.
And then we literally were, after our breakfast, was walking on the beach holding hands and hitting each other's vape pens. And then went and did a podcast together, went and ate Mexican food, hung out on Hollywood. It was like the longest date and the best date. And I was in love. And so I went to visit my best friend and ended up like spending the whole trip with Rob. So she like got robbed, get it?
Hey.
But yeah, and that was 8 years ago now.
Does it feel like 8 years, or has it like flown by, or feels like what's it kind of feel like for you guys a lot of the time?
Well, I don't know. I guess both, because even just since I've been into wrestling, it's been 10 years now. So the people that I met when I first started are like, they don't even look the same. So even just like when Rob and I's relationship started, of course, it was like so different than what it is now because of just evolving as you do. Like I was 25 and he was 45. So, and also where he was in his life and I was in my life, like a lot's changed. But then also it doesn't seem, I don't know, like a lot's changed. So it makes it seem like it is a long time. But then when I look back, I'm like, wow, it's almost a decade.
Right? It's
Yeah,
crazy.
that is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But we also sleep 12 hours a day. So that makes time go faster because we've been asleep half our relationship.
Man, yeah, you guys get some good hours in then. That's 12 hours.
Yeah. We've been asleep 4 years out of the 8.
Wow, that's crazy to think like that.
Some synchronicity that I want to point out, because like whenever I'm telling stories on here, I always think about, dude, and that's the one I just mentioned. Like, oh, they're always connected, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So we went and did this podcast on our first date, and I was invited to the podcast by Amy Webb, I think is her name.
Okay.
No, Alicia Webb.
Alicia Webb.
Yeah, Alicia was her name.
Alicia, I think it's Webb.
And it's called Uncle Creepies.
Uncle Creepies, and that was the other dude at the podcast. Alicia, I'm pretty sure it's Webb, and I could have her last name fucked up, but I think that's it. But also, she had a little stint for a while as Ken Shamrock's sister, or
Ryan Shamrock.
I think same girl.
Yes, I'm looking at it right now. Alicia Nicole Webb is an American retired professional wrestler. Ryan Shamrock, 1999.
So we go. She sees, you know, I had told her after our date, I said, you know, or even before, I said, you know, after we eat, I said, I got to do a podcast. And you're more than welcome to come with me if you're having fun. If you're not having fun, no pressure, I'll drop you off. And, you know, I say, if you come and we're still having fun, we can go out afterwards or whatever, you know. And then she said she was thinking I didn't like her, and she was going to have me drop her off.
Yeah.
But then she saw the phone, you know, her picture came on. But here's a synchronicity, all right? We went to this podcast, and it was that girl, the Alicia Webb, Ryan Shamrock, it was her podcast with her boyfriend, or as she would say at the time, one of her boyfriends. But when Danny Crockett said, "Oh, she can't wrestle, but boy, you should see her box," he was talking about, as I said, the Shamrock girl.
Whoa!
Yeah.
City.
Isn't it? Yeah. Yes. That's the first time I heard about her, and I hadn't seen her, didn't know her, and they were talking about her, and I was like, huh? And I was like, oh, maybe I haven't seen her, and that's when he said, oh, well, she's, you know, can't. Yeah. Okay. That's exactly what that was. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Like, boom. But
and she went out after her podcast, we went out and had Mexican food, and Rob started choking, and then she's like, punch him.
Yeah.
like that's gonna help someone choking. Like punch him where anything.
Just I was already beating my chest like a gorilla, probably, right? Like I always do.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's just like
punch him.
She thought that was an invite.
Right, yeah, just to jump Rob because he's joking.
Beat him up.
But he was doing, he does this thing too, and he chokes real hard. He's like, oh, wait, I can't even do it. But he beats his chest like a gorilla.
It's like jarring something loose, and it gives me, you know.
So he did that on our first date. So I'm like, he better not die over here on our first date.
Rob, you're always choking on stuff. The hot dog with Samoa Joe.
I
used
to always say that I'm probably going to die by choking on my own spit, because sometimes I feel so uncoordinated that sometimes I'll do that. Like I'll swallow, but I breathe in at the right time, and pretty soon I'm like, I feel like I just got spit in my lung, and I got to cough it loose to clear my air passageway.
I don't know. Like that sometimes.
Do you do that ever?
I just go hot tah.
But you the water where it goes down the wrong pipe or whatever.
Yes.
And I'm like, no one's gonna, because people are. It's just like if my knee goes out or something. If I'm standing there and I go, you know, and then afterwards you can't just no sell up. You're like, what just happened? You know, it's like one of those things. Right? Yeah. What do you mean? You know, because out of nowhere, it's like biting your tongue or your lip. You know, you're just eating like,
yeah.
What just happened? I'm an idiot. I'm uncoordinated. I don't know how to open and close my mouth, apparently, without biting.
But then you're like so precise with your wrestling, like to be able to, like,
right?
Boards. And
that's why it gets me frustrated when I'm clumsy.
Because then in the ring, he's so precise.
And when you get mad, you're going to be clumsy because that's a negative energy, and your vibration ain't going to be up where you need it. So all you're doing is adding to the turmoil.
Yeah.
Right. Adding to the chaos.
For real. That's so true. That's why, like, you drop something and then you bend over to get it, and then your ass hits something and knocks you head first, and suddenly, God damn it. That's when I always use the GD word, as I discuss, as
Oh yeah, and your mom pointed out
Yeah.
your sister was like, you didn't used to talk like this.
right. But I realized after doing some
Yeah.
self studying, that's my phrase for when I'm unplugged from the universe.
Oh, okay.
Because I literally take that personally from the universe. I'm like, God damn it. Because I'm like, like,
Yeah.
hold me back in your arms again. I'll think happy thoughts, all right?
There
Sorry
you
I got pissed. Sorry I got pissed and frustrated. Damn it. All right.